What if I told you that you don't need any money to make money with Airbnb? If you want to know the secret, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. Hey everyone, my name is Jorge Contreras and I'm about to show you how the rich and the banks use this exact strategy to get rich. Now, I know that it can be intimidating to start an Airbnb business or any business for that matter without money to get started. Well, let me tell you a secret. So here's the secret. It is called OPM. It stands for other people's money. This is a secret that the rich and the banks have been using for hundreds and hundreds of years. It is a very powerful tool that we like to describe as leverage. Think about it like this. If I go and buy a home right now, an investment property, maybe I only have to put a small percentage down and the bank puts the rest of it. So say I'm buying a property to live in. I could put down 5%. The bank is going to loan me 95%. Yet I get 100% of the cash flow, 100% of the growth in the value, the equity of the property. I get to take advantage of all the tax benefits, but I only had to put 5% down. So this is a great example of how using the bank's money can actually help you create financial freedom and wealth. So let me show you a very specific example on how we could use the bank's money to start your first Airbnb. And I use a strategy called balance transfer. It is the process where you transfer money that is available in your credit card into your checking account. Typically, when you utilize this strategy, you get 0% interest for up to 21 months. So here's an example of one of my credit cards where I am being offered $32,000 that I can transfer from my credit card into my checking account. And I can borrow up to those $32,000 at a 0% interest for up to 21 months. Have you ever gotten those checks in the mail that you maybe just threw away? Well, that's exactly what this strategy entails. Now, just to warn you, there are companies out there that offer a balance transfer, but they actually only allow you to pay off an existing credit card, meaning they'll take an existing credit card balance and pay it off by using a new credit card, meaning you can only go from one credit card to paying off an existing balance. But what I'm talking about is when you can actually transfer the money from your credit card into your checking account, and then you can do whatever you want with that money. Now, typically there is a one-time fee in order to do this type of balance transfer, and that fee ranges anywhere between 3% to 5%. So if you were to transfer, say, $10,000, they would charge you a one-time fee of $300 to $500, which they can actually take out from what they are going to distribute into your checking account. Now, this is a really powerful strategy because what if you wanted to start with the Airbnb subleasing strategies where you rent properties, get permission in writing, and then launch it on Airbnb? And let's say you did a balance transfer for $10,000 and you found a property that's available for rent for $1,500. And let's say you got permission, you spoke to the property owner, which I talk about on my other videos, and you got permission in writing and you're ready to go. And so the owner is requiring that you pay the first month and the deposit. That's $1,500 for the first month, $1,500 for the deposit, only $3,000. And maybe you spent another $5,000 to $6,000 on furniture, supplies, and decor, and the photography. Well, guess what? Now you just launched that Airbnb, never having to use any of your money. And then what you would do is you would use the cash flow, meaning the monthly profit from your Airbnb, to then pay off your credit card. And let's say that it took 6 to 12 months. Maybe the Airbnb didn't do as good as you did, but let's just be very conservative. Let's say it took 6 to 12 months to pay off that credit card. Well, once it's paid off, you never had to use any of your money. And maybe you still have $1,000 to $3,000 a month of positive cash flow. Now, this is a super powerful strategy. Why? If you're using the OPM, other people's money strategy, you could never run out of money. You're basically printing your own money legally, borrowing the bank's money, which is other people's money, all to create cash flow producing assets and to create financial freedom and long-term wealth. If you think this is doable, hit that like button down below. Now, if you're not sure what credit card to begin with, the credit card that I like to use, which is the example I showed you right here, is the Bank of America Cash Rewards MasterCard. This is the credit card that, again, only takes 3% whenever you do a transaction transferring from your credit card into your checking account. And I know you might be wondering, well, Jorge, what if I don't get approved for $10,000? Well, when I got this credit card many years ago, I actually got approved for $5,000. And as I showed you earlier, I am now getting these availabilities for $32,000. But here's what I did and what I also recommend for you to do. Every 6 months, call the credit card company and request an increase. And as long as you're using your credit card and making the payments on time, they usually approve those requests. So just imagine if you get an approved increase on your card limit every 6 months, just imagine where you can take that limit. And again, one of my philosophies is do what you can with what you have where you are. So if you only get approved for $1,000, hey, that's $1,000 that you didn't have before and now you have access to. And then you can just grow it from there. And again, focus on progress, not perfection. Now, I do want to warn you guys, I don't recommend that you utilize this balance transfer strategy to go on vacation or to go and buy a new car. The only reason I typically recommend this is if you are going to create more cash flow producing assets, and if the strategy you are using is going to make you a multiple of what it costs you to use this strategy. In this case, as long as you pay off the credit card within the 21 months or however many months you got approved for, you have 0 interest. You only pay that one time 3 to 5% fee depending on which credit card you used. There's also a website that I want to recommend to you guys where you can find all the various balance transfer promotion credit cards. And the website that I recommend is nerdwallet.com. You could even just go on Google and type balance transfer promotions Nerd Wallet. And what this guy does is he actually does all the hard work for you, and he will compare all the different balance transfer promotion credit cards for you and tell you the pros and cons and give you an apples to apples comparison. So make sure you guys check out that website. If you want to continue to learn how to start an Airbnb business without owning property and without using any of your money, I do have some links in the description down below to upcoming free webinars as well as my free ebook. Before you go, make sure you check out one of my other videos on starting an Airbnb business with no previous experience. Also, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments down below. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification so you can be notified every time I upload a video. See you on the next one.